Vasant from Guindy Times, which is the official campus magazine for CEG, AC Tech, and SAP. So Guindy Times has come up with a new initiative, which is known as the College Admit Series, which aims to provide insightful information to the students regarding processes associated with applying for higher education, both in abroad and in India. So with regards to that, I have with me Priyadarshini, who is pursuing her environmental engineering from TU Delft, Netherlands. She has completed her bachelor's from chemical engineering from ACT campus, Anna University, and has gracefully agreed to us for the interview. So I have Priyadarshini Akka with me. Thank you for spending your time, Ka, for the interview.
My pleasure.
Yes, so let's get into the questions. So you've taken environmental engineering as your master's course. So what drove you to apply to such a unique course?
Yeah, so when I finished my 12th standard in 2017, I was looking at what to pursue after that, and my dad suggested that I pursue chemical engineering because it has a lot of scope after bachelor's. And he said one of the scopes for chemical engineering will be environmental engineering, and that environment will be the need of the future because of the water scarcity and the pollution and all that. So that seemed interesting, and I took chemical engineering after he told that. So that thought just stuck in my mind, and after finishing during my bachelor's, I thought about it and it was really interesting. And I also wanted to do something during my bachelor's for that. So I approached Helen ma'am of my department and asked her to work on one of her projects as a assistant, maybe help and learn. So she was working on membranes used in water treatment. So I approached her, and then she suggested that I apply for the CTDT Student Innovation Project. Yeah, so all that increased my interest in environmental engineering, and I kind of wanted to do something to mitigate the problems, climate change issues, and all that. So yeah, that's why I chose this course.
Yes, nice to know. And what were the entry requirements to join TU Delft?
So for TU Delft, there are not a lot of stuff they require. In terms of exam, they only asked for IELTS exam, and very few departments in TU Delft also ask for GRE scores, but for environmental engineering, they only required the IELTS score. And then they also asked for statement of purpose, which was called motivation letter, I think. Yeah, so that was for around 1,500 words. They did mention that. And for in case of scholarship, if you want to apply for scholarships, then they also ask for letter of recommendations in that case. Apart
Yeah.
from that, the documents were specific, and they gave the format. You just had to fill multiple forms. So when it comes to SOP, I prepared it. I looked through many online drafts and how to write SOP and all that. So then I also referred to the question. So I applied for colleges in US and the Netherlands. So I I created a basic structure for SOP that I wanted to cover all these topics in my SOP, and I started writing under each topic whatever I wanted to say. I started writing. Then I edited it down to around 1,500 words. I had a common SOP for all colleges, and when each college on their application form, they'll have the topics they want me to address in my SOP. So one thing you can also do is you can go through all these websites, all these applications, and see what are the questions that need to be answered and start working on that. Then you can edit and upload for each college. And in case of LOR, letter of recommendation, I approached 3 professors from my department and got my LORs from them.
Great, Ka, great to know. So could you talk to us about the timeline you followed for the rigorous application process from the day you started preparing till the admission process?
Okay, so first thing I had to do was finalize on my course what I wanted to do. So after UG, you have a lot of options. So for each department, each course you do, you have multiple options. For PG, because even for environmental engineering, the entry criteria of courses included chemical engineering, civil engineering, even though environmental engineering comes under the civil engineering department in most colleges. The entry requirements also include chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and many people can do it. So finalizing on a course was my first task. So I chose environmental engineering. After that, I also applied for US universities, so I also had to take GRE. And GRE, I started preparing for GRE first in December of 2020. And then IELTS was easy when you already prepare for GRE, at least in my opinion, because in GRE you already cover writing and reading. So IELTS consists of 4 parts: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So when you when you study for GRE, you also prepare for the reading and writing part of IELTS. Then listening, I did many online exercises. There are many online recordings available, so you can do the tests online. That was really helpful. I saw my score improve in listening. It's out of 9, so I started with a 7.5, and then in the end I got 8.5 for listening. Yeah. So and for speaking, I there are a lot of live videos recorded. The videos recorded during tests online on YouTube. You can search for that, and it is also categorized according to the score the person received. So there are videos in which someone scored 9 on 9, and then you can compare from that video. You can assess where you are. There are also videos for people who got 7. So you can assess where you are, and you can also see how you can reach a 9 with the IELTS video. Yeah, so I wrote my GRE on October 6 and IELTS on September 19. But according to my initial plan, I wanted to get done with GRE by April, maximum May. But then the pandemic happened and all the test centers closed. They also gave us an option to write it at home online, but then it had a lot of restrictions that I should not move here, I should not do this, I should not do that, and that added to that in my mind. That was extra pressure for me during the exam, so I didn't want to do it online. I wrote it in the test center when it opened up, so that delayed it to October. And with IELTS also, I went to the center. IELTS didn't have an online option. I went to the center.
Great you took up the topic of pandemic, because my next question is regarding that. So what are some internships projects that you had completed during your undergrad that basically helped you get an admission in TU Delft? So do you think this pandemic has also altered your application processes anyway?
So my plan was to do one internship and one project before my final year started, or at least before my final semester. So internship, I applied to many places and got in, but the pandemic cancelled. Due to the pandemic, all my internships got cancelled, and only online ones were available. But I wanted to do some physical work in a lab, so that wasn't possible. So I took up the online summer internship program offered by IICHE. In that, I took the liquid discharge management topic because I thought it was relevant to what I wanted to pursue in future. So I took that up, and that was with respect to internship. And with respect to project, I wanted to do like I said, I wanted to do the CTDT student innovative project for, on membranes used in wastewater treatment. I even submitted a proposal for that, but then that also got cancelled due to the pandemic, so didn't do anything.
Sure.
And I think universities that year also understood that due to the pandemic, we lost many opportunities to do all this. So I don't know if they took it as a criteria, but I got an admit, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, how is your college life and how are you holding up? And could you talk about Netherlands as a country?
Firstly, I'm really glad that I'm able to go to college right now because around 1.5 years were gone attending online classes back in India. But here, following safety precaution protocols, they have opened up colleges and schools. We have hybrid classes here, so I go to campus like 3 days a week. So one course is online and two courses are offline. And then with respect to Netherlands, is a beautiful country. The streets are beautiful. We have canals every alternate streets. And then, but the cost of living is high here. Yeah, it cost me around 500 euros for rent, and then other stuff, groceries and everything costs around 200 euros, maybe 250 euros, maybe. Yeah, so it's quite costly. But you can take up student. There are many part-time jobs available. You can do like 16 hours per week as an international student in Netherlands. So with the part-time job, you can manage the expenses, and then yeah.
Yeah, I really hope Netherlands is a great destination for postgraduate students. So, what advice would you like to give for students looking to pursue post graduation after their undergrad?
So firstly, I would ask you to choose on a course wisely because since if you do chemical engineering, only chemical engineering is not an option for PG. You also have biochemical can be done. Then environment is an option. Then management courses are there. Engineering management types. There are many options. So do that research first and choose on a course wisely. And then even I did some research, but even for me coming here, I find so many new courses like water management, sustainable energy technology, and all that. I find them interesting, and I didn't know about them when I was back in India. So look at your options first, then start preparing for your exams soon because for 2021 admit, the application deadlines close by December of 2020, maximum January. Very few colleges had till February, and that was also extended due to pandemic. And even the GRE exam was waived in many of the US colleges because of the pandemic, but usually that is not the case. So start preparing for GRE early on, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so could you tell us about the initiative of College Admit series by the Guindy Times?
So this is a very useful series when it comes to people who don't have a lot of senior contacts. So when I was in my second year, I could not find solid information on what I had to do for getting an admit abroad. So I really hope this helps students like me in their second year.
Yes, Ka, it sure does. So, Priyaka, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for giving this interview, and Guinea Times wishes you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you.